And we're back here, legends of professional wrestling. You won't believe who I got on set today. You can't believe it. The legendary Phil Locigno. Phil, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rocky.
Great
nice
to
to be
see
here.
you.
Nice to be here.
We got so many memories. We got so many flashbacks. We got it all right here. We got the Toast of the Coast. We've been on so many shows. We've been everywhere. We've been going to the 12th and never. We were the first professional wrestling show in New England that had real pro wrestlers on there. Mainly me, number one, the New England heavyweight wrestling champion. And this here guy, he was forced into this business. He was forced into it by Gypsy Joe. I'm going to let him tell you the story about how he got into professional wrestling under the banner of Gypsy Joe. Go ahead, tell him, Phil.
Gypsy Joe, yeah, he was quite the character. I don't know if a lot of people remember Gypsy Joe, but he was one of the great wrestlers of his time. But this is what happened when Rocky here was getting his start in wrestling. We went to the show. You know, we went to see our friend Rocky wrestle. So I guess the referee didn't show up that night or something. He got sick or drunk or whatever. And Gypsy Joe says to Rocky in the dressing room, "We need a referee." And good old Rocky here says, "Oh, my friend's in the audience. He knows how to referee. He does it."
I dragged you right in the dressing room.
He does it all the time.
I dragged him right in.
They dragged me in there. Gypsy Joe says to me, "You know how to referee?" I said, "Well, yeah, a little bit." "What should I do?" He goes, "Count three. Can you count three?" I says, "Yeah."
When you get to four, disqualify him.
He says, you got a T-shirt?" I said, "No." So they took off his T-shirt that was like 4 times too big. I put the T-shirt on, and I got in the ring, and that's how we started. And we had a lot of fun that night. Of course, I was nervous. I didn't know what the hell. A couple of times, I forgot I was a referee and I was watching the match.
Well, let me tell you something. There's another referee, but as you can see in the background, that famous picture that was taken from the Boston Phoenix was the first time I got busted open by the Super Destroyer. You'll be seeing that match in the matches to come when we get into the wrestling part of the show. But what had happened was, look at the shirt. Look at the V-neck. Look at the gold sticking out. Look at the John Travolta look. Look at the frustration in his eyes. He wasn't looking at the crowd. He was looking at the girls. That's what he was looking at. He was looking to see what was going on. He wasn't looking about going on. And me, I could barely have the composure standing up. I had one hand on his shoulder, the other one on his knee. And I was busted open pretty hard that night because Super Destroyer jumped off the top rope. He stuck something underneath his mask, busted me wide open. And then that match became one of the famous matches because it was the most famous match because it was the world famous chair shot. No one has ever done it since, and no one, I don't think, will ever do it because you can't really do what to do. And I hit him pretty hard with the chair, the Super Destroyer. He was a friend of mine that come in from Florida. But Phil, he traveled along. We used to go with Gypsy Joe in the van, and we used to tell stories, and Gypsy used to tell us jokes, and meanwhile he was pocketing half our money. Yeah, you're gonna make this tonight. You're gonna make it. Meanwhile he's putting a little on this side, a little on that side, and we were in the middle. But we had a lot of fun. Gypsy was a great guy.
Yeah. But the thing is, we didn't make a lot of money back in those days, but we did have a lot of fun. You know, we had a lot of fun, and there's a lot of memories with that. With those days, they're nice to look at. They're nice to remember.
Well, we had the Gullah Boys there. We had the Gullah Boys. The Gullahs were the funniest because
Frankie and Joe.
They'd end up fighting with each other for real.
2 brothers.
We had them on
trying to break them up in the ring, and they were really fighting.
Robin Young. They had that show on TV with Robin Young back in the day, and we did a little skit out of these Boston. And what had happened was they said, go in the ring, do a couple of moves back and forth, and before you know it, they put Joe and Frank in the ring together, and before you know it, Frank's hitting him, and Joe's hitting him, and 3 minutes later, they're going at it left to right. I take it easy. This is only a couple of shots for the newspaper. And like I said, at that time, wrestling wasn't entertainment. It was a profession. It wasn't what it is today on TV. They weren't doing all the flips and flops. They were selling the moves. And when I was taught to wrestle, when you got picked up and slammed, or you did a big move, they say count to 10 and then start to get up. Now they get up like, remember when you were a kid, they used to give you that rubber bozo thing that you hit them and you come up back and forth, back and forth. That's exactly
clown.
what the wrestling looks like now.
Clown.
It looks like there's no psychology to it. They talk in the ring for 20 minutes. And the best thing that's on TV right now is that New Japan, Friday nights on Access TV with all the great things. And then now you got the Ring of Honor, and you got Lucha Libre Underground on Saturday afternoon. You can look it up on your stations. I don't know what cable network you may have, but there's so many different wrestling on now. I like the New Japan stuff because it's unbelievable. They do some moves that are unbelievable. The crowds are unbelievable from the Tokyo Dome. They're in Hakasaka, they're in this, they got this guy, they got that guy, but they really know how to wrestle. They really know their moves. And then you got that Lucha Underground when they had that kid that used to wrestle for the WWE, John Morrison. They call him Johnny Mundo now. And they got so many great guys down. They got so many great wrestlers there. And also with Lucha Libre is a great, it's like the Mexican style of wrestling, like in the Northeast or up in New York. You know, they throw you to from the left side, they go from the right to the left to the up and down and all around. They spin you around. It's unbelievable. But if you got a chance to watch something good, watch New Japan, watch Lucha Libre Underground, and also watch the other program that they're coming up now with the Ring of Honor with the Briscoe brothers, and they got all sorts of new stuff.
Well,
and I'm not saying totally that WWE is totally bad, but it's the same old.
But you can.
The network is running the wrestling now because the USA Network, they want all the stars on there every week. So you got to see John Cena. You got to see all the big guys.
Those, not to interrupt, but those shows are, like Rocky said, they're good shows. But I mean, if you really want to watch some good entertainment, you need to watch these classics.
All right, well, speaking of the classics, let's go to the classics right now. Let's go to one of your classic matches right now. Let's go to the one with you against, I think it was me against Savannah Souza with you refereeing with the Dungeon Master. Let's go to that match right now.
And this is after when I had a little more experience from the T-shirt era.
And you had those bell-bottom, no one had those bell-bottom
that was all, that referee uniform was custom made.
Oh yeah, that was definitely.
No one had that.
No one had the bell-bottoms, and no one had the look like fabulous Phil Locigno.
Striped bell bottoms too.
That's right, and it was striped.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is the main event of the evening for the New England Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. The current New England Wrestling Champion, Playboy Rocky Raymond from Revere, Massachusetts, all of 240 pounds against the Vicious One from Providence, Rhode Island, all of 255 pounds, Vicious Savannah Souza. No doubt the Playboy is going to have his hands full with this individual. But Souza also has to be very leery of the Playboy. He is the champion, has defended that belt for 18 long months. And here we go with the action. This is for the New England Wrestling Championship, the New England Sports Promotion Heavyweight Championship. Savannah Souza has gone so far as to proclaim himself the self-proclaimed New England champion, claiming that he is going to not only beat Rocky, but put him out of wrestling. Souza with that sardonic grin on his face. Center ring now, the main event of the evening. Playboy Rocky Raymond and Savannah Souza, as New England Sports Promotions continues to bring you the top wrestling stars locally from New England and from around the world. Center ring, Playboy and Souza. Tying up center ring. Souza forcing the Playboy against the ropes. Sends him hard off the ropes. Oh, and a big body block sends Souza to the canvas. Going for a ride. Oh, and a tremendous hip toss by Souza. Kick out by Rocky sends Souza sprawling. And a tremendous hip toss again. And another arm drag. Tremendous action here, ladies and gentlemen. Early in the match, Savannah Souza finding himself on the outside of the ring. Playboy early and in command. Souza motioning something to Rocky, telling him to get away, let him back in the ring. He wants to get at Rocky, and Rocky, I'm sure, wants Souza. Souza pointing to Rocky, more or less saying, let me at him, let me at him. Well, one thing's for sure, you can never take the Playboy lightly. He is the champion. He knows all the moves. He's defended his belt for 18 months. He is one tough individual. No matter how much you get him down, he always seems to come back. Big shoulder to the midsection sends Souza to the canvas. Now Rocky sends Souza over hard down to the mat. And again, Souza hard down to the canvas. Rocky smiling at Souza again outside the ring. Souza contemplating really whether he wants to get back in the ring. Well, Rocky appears that if he doesn't want to come back in, he'll go out after him. Rocky being led in the ring by his valet, Vicky, motioning Vicky away, does not want to see anything happen to this precious commodity. Souza slow to get back in that ring. Souza definitely one dangerous individual. Can never be taken too lightly, and Rocky, for one, knows that. Not the first time him and Souza have locked horns. Now Souza and Rocky embracing into the corner. Souza pressing Rocky hard against the turnbuckle. Souza has Rocky hard into the corner, hard into the turnbuckle. Oh, a vicious forearm to the chest of the Playboy. Souza now sending Rocky for the ride, hard off the ropes. Oh, and clothesline him down hard to the mat. Souza, a tremendous clothesline, sends Rocky down hard to the mat. Tremendous blow applied to the chest of the Playboy. And another sends Rocky reeling against the ropes. Souza Big forearm smash to the back of the neck of Rocky, and again and another. Sends Rocky across hard off the ropes. Rocky, a good flip to get away from Souza, comes back and applies a vicious left hook to the chest of Souza. Has Souza now in the corners and sends up, wow, what a tremendous move by the Playboy to send Souza sprawling to the center of the ring. Tremendous move by the Playboy, and Souza wants out, and I can't say I blame him. Rocky's valet, Vicky, watching intently from ringside, egging the champion on, telling him, come on, Rocky, come on, Rocky. Rocky obliging, letting Souza come into the ring, and now Souza applying a vicious knee up into that midsection of Rocky. Souza spinning Rocky around and sends him hard outside of the ring. Souza picked Rocky up almost by the back of his trunks and flung him outside the ring. Savannah Souza sends the Playboy sprawling, slow to get up outside that ring. Rocky landing hard on the concrete outside of the ring apron. A concerned valet, Vicky, looking on, watching the champion as he gets slowly back into the ring. Souza now with a handful of hair. Rocky, though, stopping himself from going in, and it gives a reverse and fits Souza into that turnbuckle. And again, the turnbuckle off Souza's head, being rammed into that top rope. Tremendous action. Souza, as Rocky the Playboy rammed the head of Souza several times hard into that top rope, vacant from a turnbuckle. Oh, and Souza looks to have a foreign object of some sort, rammed it up into that throat area of the Playboy. Referee Phil Locigno motioning to Souza if he has any kind of object on his person. Souza shaking his head no, but it appeared that he jammed some kind of object up into the throat of the Playboy. The Playboy now ducks as Souza takes a swipe, and Rocky returns a vicious left forearm chop to the chest. Rocky now, he's got the foreign object and going at it in the forehead of Souza. Rocky now going to town with that foreign object on the forehead of Savannah Souza. Coming down, vicious left chops by the Playboy onto the forehead of Savannah Souza. Rocky Raymond in command, going to town with that object onto the forehead of Savannah Souza. Savannah Souza in a most uncompromising position. The Playboy proving that he's number one. He's got Souza up against the ropes, and Souza's in a tremendous deal of pain. Souza bleeding, it appears he is bleeding from the forehead after Rocky went to town on it and spins him across hard into the turnbuckles. Blood gushing profusely from the forehead of Savannah Souza, and there's a shot. Rocky going to town, working on that midsection. Rocky's a house of fire. Grabs Souza by the arm, sends him flying across to the turnbuckle. Souza doesn't appear to know where he is. A tremendous power body slam by the Playboy sends Souza down hard. Oh, and a quick count of two. Souza, a mass of blood after Rocky went hard onto that forehead. An ugly sight as Souza gushing blood now profusely. And Rocky, he's got him in the abdominal stretch. Rocky's got him in the abdominal stretch. This could be it. We don't know. Referee Phil Locigno asking if he's going to submit. Tremendous action here, ladies and gentlemen. The Dungeon Master in the ring. Here's the Dungeon Master. Phil Locigno, the referee, goes down for Savannah Souza. The Dungeon Master going to town against Rocky Raymond. The Dungeon Master, Vicky the valet in the ring. It's Bedlam. It's Bedlam. The Dungeon Master out of nowhere came in the ring just as Rocky was about to get a big advantage on Souza, possibly a pin. The Dungeon Master comes in, rescues Souza. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. The winner of the match is going to be the Playboy, but I believe Rocky's not through yet. Rocky's not through yet. Here we go. Pounding away at Souza and the Dungeon Master. Dungeon Master reeling. He's going to get them both and bangs their heads hard together. Dungeon Master and Souza. Rocky whipping Dungeon Master with that whip. Whipping the Dungeon Master. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The Dungeon Master from out of nowhere. The Dungeon Master from out of nowhere came into the ring as Rocky was about to pin Souza. Rocky, though, has been awarded the championship and will retain his New England heavyweight belt. A tremendous match. Souza leaves the ring bloody. Rocky embracing his valet, Vicky, in the center of the ring. Fans might be taunting, but Rocky again has defended that belt in an unbelievable display here in West Roxbury. Tremendous action.
We're back here, legends of professional wrestling. Can you believe it? You better believe it. You know why? Because I told you so. I told you I was going to bring a legend referee on. I told you all. I told you who was going to be here. So you better watch it each and every week. Keep it complete. Keep it neat. Keep it any way you want it, but keep it tuned in on your source of community TV right here, Revere TV. That's right. We're on each and every Wednesday night. Keep it tight from 8 to 9, 9 to 10. Loop it all over again on Saturday afternoon. And you're going to see this guy right here, the legend referee right here, Phil Locigno. He knows what I want to say. I can't say it, but it's in my mind, and you guys will never know what's going to go through my mind because no one knows what's going through this crazy mind of mine right now. But I want to say right now, Phil, it's so great to see you again. Yesterday when I saw you, it was like sometimes God puts you in the place at the right time. I looked across the street. I looked in this guy's eyes. I said, I know this guy. He walked up 10 feet and me. He said, who's this fat bald guy with an earring in his ear? He goes, what are you doing with that earring in your ear? It's all part of the gimmick. You got to keep it going. You got to keep it flowing. But right now, we're going to tell you about Phil's stories. You got another story for you to tell you. And let him tell you right now. And then we're going to go into another Matt Classic. It's a Matt Classics from Empire Pro Wrestling. It's called the Magic Chair. But Phil, tell us something. Tell you some. One of the other places we might have went. We went all over New England. We went from coast to coast and border to border. We did a couple of things with Gypsy Joe. We washed in barrels. We filled up the barrels with trash bags, rinsed each other off. Kowalski taught us how to wash. Bring a bottle of alcohol in case there's no showers. Rinse yourself with your back down with alcohol in case the mat could have herpes on in Florida. When I was wrestling in Florida in 1983, one of the Armstrongs, they came down with herpes because the canvas had all the germs in it. So Kowalski taught us two things. Always wear a pair of tongs in the shower and always carry a bottle of alcohol in case there was no showers and you throw it on your back.
Yeah, Killer was a classic guy. He was a good man. He taught us a lot of stuff. It was fun being on the road in those days, and
Killer Kowalski never took no guff. He never took no guff from no. He told
and I tell you, for a guy his age, he was in great shape. And you know something? No one ever really knew his age because when you asked him, he never told you.
Yeah, well, he passed away a few years back at, I believe it was 81.
I think it was 81 or 82.
Yeah, he traveled all over the world. He went everywhere, and he was the most feared man in professional wrestling. When they had that gimmick in California with Pepper Gomez. The claw. You get the claw on you. But not only that, he had a gimmick going on with Pepper Gomez in California. He put Kowalski up on the ladder.
Gomez,
he was supposed to jump on Pepper Gomez. He had the iron stomach. Instead of jumping on his stomach, he jumped across his throat. And then it caused a riot, of course. And he made many, many, many riots. And then he had many, many main events with Bruno Sammartino. And Bruno, you should have came to Walter's wake. You made a lot of money with Killer Kowalski. You made a lot of money. You could have come down and paid your respects to him. And that's the only thing about you that I don't really feel happy about. That man made a lot of money with you, whether it had been Boston, New York, Philadelphia, all over he went. He went everywhere with you. And you could have come down and paid your respects with what was going on. You surely made it to that Hall of Fame to make that Mike Tyson money that they all talk about you, and the Hall of Fame, and how wrestling has changed with the No Kiss My Ass Club. But you didn't watch TV a couple of months ago when they had a pay-per-view on called Kiss My Arse Club with that Irish idiot with the hair straight up there. What's his name there? He looks like a geek anyway.
Who's the Irish guy?
Yeah, the Irish guy. I don't know his name. There's so many different
I can remember. I'll tell you a story about Kowalski that. My son who's 21 now, will be 22 soon. He always wanted to meet Killer Kowalski, and I took him to he had a school. I think it was in what was it, Rocky? In Malden, was it?
His last school was in Malden, I believe.
Yeah,
but I think his last school. I'm not sure exactly where it was, but It may have been Malden, because that
And-
might have been the last place he was at. Well, my school was, because I left and I think he came in.
I took him down there and I introduced him to, I think my son Phil was like 7 years old at the time. He got a big kick out of it, you know, and he gave him an autograph. I think my son still has the picture of Kowalski. He autographed it for him, and he told, you know, he was telling my son about when I was a referee and back in those days, and it was a big thrill for my son, and he never forgot that.
Well, the little square pictures, he used to carry them
Yeah,
around
that's
everywhere.
right, the little square
The little
picture.
square pictures, he carried them everywhere. And if you ever saw Kowalski eat a salad, his head would be down like this, and his head would not come up till the salad was gone.
Remember-
All right, are we ready? Are we ready for the next Matt Classic?
Remember the time
Are we ready?
We're ready, but
I want to see that
Kowalski, remember, like after the matches, we would go to parties.
Oh my God.
He would never eat in front of us.
Well, you know something? If you shook Kowalski's hand, his hand was so big.
It was like
He had
like a
little,
shovel.
he had a gap right here. Your hand would fit right into it, like it would fit in like you're putting a puzzle together, 1 and 2.
Yeah, remember the match with the what was it, Yukon Eric, when he took the ear off?
Yeah, that's
a
one
classic.
of that made him the Killer Kowalski.
That's made him
He used to wrestle as a different name at the time.
I think it
but
was
after
Killer
that-
Kowalski back
no,
then.
No, no, that's what made him Killer Kowalski after he jumped off. What happened was he had a brand new pair of boots, and when he jumped off the rope, the side of the new boot got the side of the ear, cut it off, and the ear went
took
rolling
the bottom of
along
the
the
ear.
side. And I wrestled Kowalski. Remember when I wrestled
Yeah,
in IBW Hall? I
yeah.
was 21. He cleaned my clock. He hit me with the bell. He hit me with the bell so many times. Every time I heard a doorbell ring in the house, I ran in the corner and ran in the closet. Let's go to that second match with the legendary referee from Empire Pro Wrestling, Phil Locigno, the Mad Sicilian.
For the New England Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. Introducing first, the challenger from parts unknown. Weighing 240 pounds, the Super Destroyer. My pleasure to introduce the New England Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, weighing 240 pounds, from New Zealand, Playboy Rocky Raymond. And his famous manager, Mr. Majestic. This is a one-fall match, wrestling fans, with a 1 hour time limit for the New England Heavyweight Championship.
I tell you folks, I've really been looking forward to this match. All the matches have been great thus far. This is the main bout for the New England title. You're watching the champion with the long black tights, Playboy, Rocky Raymond, against the Destroyer. How's that for me? Super Destroyer looks to be in sensational condition, as does Rocky Raymond. Rocky Raymond, the New England Heavyweight Champion, has been meeting all comers wherever he wrestles. Fine wrestler. There is no one that this gentleman fears. He'll go anywhere to wrestle anybody. Playboy Rocky Raymond. Super Destroyer, first time in this area. How's that for a move, wrestling fans? Very, very strong. Looks to be in tip-top shape. Quite a mystery man. No one in the dressing room knows him. He will talk to no one. Enters the arena with a mask. Nice takedown by the champion, Rocky Raymond. Another nice takedown by Raymond. There's a body lift and a body slam by the champion. This match might be almost over. Rocky Raymond takes Super Destroyer into the ropes. And a nice flip. Down goes the Super Destroyer. And out of the ring goes the Super Destroyer. Incidentally, fans, the gentleman that you see outside of the ring is Mr. Majestic. Mr. Majestic, quite a huge specimen of gentleman. He is the manager of the champion, Rocky Raymond. Mr. Majestic, the manager, walking around the ring. The Super Destroyer has a count of 10 to get in the ring, and referee Paul Richards is counting. He's a little hesitant about getting back in the ring with Raymond, and frankly, I don't blame him. I think I'd be too. Super Destroyer saying, stand back. No timeouts in professional wrestling. You can call timeouts in many other sports, not in wrestling. Right to the chops. Destroyer on an elbow into the back of the neck of the Playboy. Rocky Raymond felt, a back rake with his fingernails, and that hurts. And Raymond retaliates. Nice move by Raymond, and down goes Super D, Super Destroyer. Nice move by Raymond. I don't know what he calls that. Had a sensational move. Great fighting champion. Rocky Raymond attempting to take the mask off. To no avail. To no avail as Super D rakes the eyes of the champ. Double tomahawk by Super D. Into the ropes goes the champ. Right in the ribs. Boy, that hurt. Elbow smash. Count of 2, not quite 3. Mr. Majestic on the outside of the ring, advising the champion along. Nice reverse by the champion. Count of 2, not quite 3. Takedown by Super Destroyer. And a front face hold. Mr. Majestic, Rocky Raymond's manager, on the outside of the ring, yelling encouragement to the champion. I certainly hope that Mr. Majestic does not become involved in this match. His place is outside the ring and not in the ring, interfering in the action. Referee asking the champion if he gives up. Rocky says, How about Rocky, who's going to take advantage and rip that mask off, but not quite. Maybe yet, we'll see. Super Destroyer from parts unknown. Rocky Raymond attempting to get out of that very, very painful front headlock. And he does. Nice move by the champ. And an elbow into the midsection. A second elbow. And he gets that hold broken. Elbow by Mr. D as he retaliates. Two very, very rugged gentlemen. Playboy Rocky Raymond and a leg dive by Super D. This could be it. Count is 2, not quite 3. Into the ring post goes Rocky Raymond at the expense of the Super Destroyer. And down goes Raymond. Mr. Majestic, the manager, yelling encouragement. Oh my goodness, right on the throat. The referee can disqualify Super Destroyer if he hasn't stopped. 3 knee drops to the throat. I don't know if Rocky's going to get up after this one, fans. 3 vicious knee drops. Count is 2. He's got to release it by a count of 4. He is disqualified. Rocky in bad shape after those knee drops, trying to retaliate, and he does. Nice move. Beautiful move by the champion, Rocky Raymond. How about that? What a retaliation. This could be it. Count is 2, and Super D just kicks out. That's about 2 3/4 that count. Great move by the champion. He's got him again. Now once again the Super D breaks out. Rocky Raymond defending his New England Heavyweight Championship against the challenge of the Super D, Super Destroyer. Who is he? No one knows. There's the mask all the time. Majestic, right outside the ring, just a few feet away from the action in the ring. If he stays out of the ring, he does not belong in the ring. Nor does he belong distracting the referee. You can hear the crowd behind it chanting Rocky. Rocky Raymond, one tough individual, has a very, very big following. Rocky Raymond, Revere. Super Destroyer, no one knows where he's from, only the Super Destroyer. Mr. Majestic kind of telling the referee to keep an eye on Super D. Both wrestlers kind of circling each other now. There's a test of strength. Intertwining fingers of both hands. Test of strength. Wrestlers hooked up in a test of strength. Playboy Rocky Raymond, Super Destroyer. Kick to the stomach by Super Destroyer, and that hurt. And a punch to the head. Referee saying, open your hands. Referee Paul Richards warning Super D. A kick to the midsection by Super D. And a kick to the throat. Trying for a body slam, unsuccessful. Rocky trying to tie up Super D in the ropes, and he's got him tied up. He's got him tied up, warning him. Nothing much Super D can do now. He's tied up. Referee saying, let him loose, let him loose. The manager, Mr. Majestic, pulling the ropes. He should not become involved in this. Paul Richards trying to turn him loose. He can't do it. And Rocky Raymond working Super D over pretty good, and Super D is absolutely defenseless. And Mr. Majestic pulling the ropes once again. Finally, the referee gets him untangled. I'd say the advantage is certainly Rocky Raymond's right now. Into the air he goes. Atomic drop. This could be it. A very, very painful hold. This could be it. The count is 1. The count is 2. And was it 3? Not quite. Not quite 3, fans. A 2 9/10. Powerlifting slam by Rocky. Count is 1. Count is 2. Again, not quite 3. Rocky into the ropes. Great knee drop. Oh, by golly, this got to be it. 1, 2, no. That Super D is amazing. Any other gentleman would be finished. Anybody else would be finished. He's just kicked out the last 3 times, just in the nick of time. A punch to the stomach by Super D. A punch to the throat by Super D. Uh-oh. An illegal move, as you saw that. Super D should be disqualified right now. Hitting Rocky Raymond below the belt, and everyone saw it. Everyone saw it. He should be disqualified. Rocky Raymond out of the ring, and Super D right on top of him. You saw it, fans. Illegal move. There's no question in my mind or in the minds of any of the wrestling fans here at the arena. I would disqualify Super D right now and call Playboy Rocky Raymond the winner. Rocky Raymond having a little trouble getting in the ring. From the outside of the ring. Super D back in the ring. Rocky Raymond laying on the floor. He has a count of 10. Has to get it by a count of 10 or he will lose the match. The referee counting. Holy mackerel. I've never quite seen anything like this. Mr. Majestic trying to help Rocky up. Referee starting the counts again because he had to move the Super Destroyer back. The referee trying to move Super D back. Super D wants to get a Rocky Raymond. Rocky Raymond on the apron of the ring. And a punch by Super D. He won't let him in the ring. He finally gets in the ring. Oh my goodness. Nice retaliation by Rocky Raymond, the champ. As he makes believe Super D is a punching bag. Into the ropes goes Super D. And a punch to the throat of Rocky. Holy mackerel, what a match. Non-stop from start till now. And a headbutt. I wonder if he had anything in that mask. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a foreign object. Where's he going? He's leaving the ring. Is he going after the manager? No. He's going after a chair. Super Super D has a chair, wrestling fans. I don't believe it. He's coming into the ring. Rocky Raymond is bleeding. Super D kicks the referee. Can anybody stop me? He hits the referee. Oh no! He misses Rocky Raymond hitting the ring post. Here the chair goes flying. Now Rocky Raymond picks up the chair. What a rock! And down goes Super D. On the new referee. Count as one, count as two, count as three. That's it. Rocky Raymond, winner of the match.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, and still the New England Heavyweight Wrestling Champion.
And we're back here. Legends of professional wrestling with the legend referee. That's right. We used to call him a lot of things. We used to do a lot of things. It was El Dorado all night. He had the big cars. He had the pretty girls. Oh, yeah, the ones with the little curls. He had them all right here. He had the best cars, El Dorado. We had town cars. We had all sorts of cars. We used to ride around day and night. That's when gas was what, $1.59 a gallon?
I think it was, no, I think it was less than that. It was like 98 cents a gallon.
Well,
But I tell you, I married the best girl. My wife is the best girl.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad she didn't cut me out of the book.
Oh, no, you're still in the book.
I'm still in the
You
book.
didn't make the cut.
Thank you for keeping
You
me
still
in-
might make the cut, but you didn't make the
No,
cut yet.
no,
You're still in the wedding book.
I know when to keep my.
But you can't get any better than my wife.
Well, I'm happy for you. I got to shake your hand on that one. I agree with you there. You did good. You did very well.
You got a
You
nice
became
son. I want you to.
Yeah, you
Meet
wanna
my
come
son.
We're getting a nice couple in the show. Right now, we want to talk about the big show we got coming up in October. It's the Wounded Warrior Project coming up. We're doing a great show for the veterans. We're going to come down and have a nice meal from Volari's, chicken cutlet, some homemade pasta, and we got some great things going on. We're going to have some great wrestle matches. Axe Demolition's coming down, the Hall of Fame, the real Hall of Fame in New York, Amsterdam, New York, as well as Luke the Bushwhacker. Whoa, he's coming, as well as the world famous wrestling clown, and of course, Mr. USA Tony Atlas. And if you're back there, Morris, Tony Atlas is not going to help you because I'm going to scoop slam him and I'm going to show you something that I do when I was wrestling back in the day. See those matches that were on this last, those are a couple of good matches with my referee.
I might even show up there.
And let me tell you, oh, you're going to be there, don't worry. He's going to show up and I'm going to tell you something. It's going to be October 18th, 2 to 3, we're going to have the food. 4 to 7, you're going to be able to see the sports night. We're going to have a little exhibition boxing. We're going to have some WWE legends and Hall of Famers. Each wrestler that's there is in the Hall of Fame. And this one here, he might even be going in the Hall of Fame too, as the legendary referee from Empire Pro Wrestling. We started out as New England Championship Wrestling, then we changed it to Northeastern, then we went to Empire. You know the reason why we changed it every show? So everyone would think it was a new product.
I think when we first started, we didn't even have a name.
You call me a lot of names, believe me. A lot of people still call me a lot of names, but you know what? They say it behind my back. But let me tell you, we had a great show, and I hope you enjoyed all those great matches from West Roxbury, as well as the show in Lynn at the roller rink right here on the Linway. That show was with the magic chair. You'll never see that ever again. You'll never see someone hit someone as hard as I hit him with the chair, and you'll never see the chair stand up the way it did. But getting back to the show, don't miss it. From 2 to 3, you got the veal palm dinner. Not veal, I'm sorry, chicken palm from Salvo, across the street, Valari's. Great food, great people, all the great Mike, all those guys, great people, as well as Salvo. Congratulations, you just got married. I hope you keep it right, keep it tight, keep it with Salvo, the greatest cook from where? He's from, I believe he's from part of Italy. I know he's from
Oh, Sicily?
Sicily. Yeah, he's from Sicily, Italy. Salvo, and he plays the trompete.
One of my paisanos.
Yeah,
But not to get off the subject, this is a great cause for the Wounded Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
Because these gentlemen and ladies, they put their life on the line for us, and a lot of them. They just don't get the respect that they deserve from the government.
Respect.
And as a
They can't
veteran,
even
I
get it.
know a lot of times when the government's done with you, they're done with you. So I mean, this is a great cause that you know.
Well,
It's
you
a
know.
great thing that you're doing this for the
Well, we're trying to get it going. We're also doing it for the forgotten World War II veteran. We got a guy coming down. He's 101, I believe, somewhere in that area. He's going to be coming down. We got Morris the Cat. He's going to be in control. And of course, the main event of the night is me and you, Morris, when I arm wrestle you. And this time, you're not going to have the Patriot come in and throw powder in my eyes and burn my iris. You broke my wrist. You did all the things that you did already. Yeah, you can look it up on RevereTV.org and all that. But don't forget, when you're in front of a live crowd, Rocky Raymond gets the adrenaline growing in his body. It goes crazy. His veins in his neck come out. He goes crazy. And I'm going to get you. I don't care if you're 86, 66, 26, 16, 17. I'm still going to crack you. I'm going to crack your back. I'm going to make your knees weak. I'm going to make your liver quiver. I'm going to do it all to you that night. So all your fans, you come down from the Senior Center to see Morris arm wrestle the Boston bad boy Rocky Raymond, October 18th. That's right. You be there from 2 to 3. Fill up your gut. It'll be the best food you're going to eat for $10. Come on down, get a meal for $10, get a ringside seat. Come on down and see this guy. He might even don a referee shirt. You never know. He might have the referee shirt on. He might be refereeing the arm wrestling thing, Morris. Now, what do you think about that one? You can have Tony Atlas, but I'll take the Matt Sicilian Phil Locigno. That's right. So you better watch out. Now, you remember the date, October 18th. 2 to 3 we're going to be eating. 4 to 7 is a sports night. We're going to have exhibition boxing. We're going to hopefully have the man come down. That's 101. We're going to get a cake going. We're going to award all the veterans with a nice little ceremony. Hopefully the mayor will show up. Mr. Hash was on the show last month, and hopefully some of the other councils will show up, the ones that call back. Some of them that call, and they're supposed to answer their phone, but 99.9% of them don't. But that's, that's just the way it is with politics. Just like with these guys with the wounded warriors. These guys put their life on the line. They get blown off, their arms, their legs, their limbs, everything. They come back. There's a gentleman at a Saugus. He's got to go on his honeymoon with 2 arms that are blown off. There's a lady out of Saugus Center, Lucy's travel agency. She's nice enough to, she's going to send them on the trip and pay for it. Very, very nice lady. But as far as this country goes, all you need to do, no matter where you are, no matter where you come from, go down to the Social Security office, sign up, get a Social Security card. Next month, you get a check. These people here, they can't even get one wheel for a wheelchair. Come on, Obama, wake up, wake up. What are you doing with all these Muslims? Kids getting cut off. What is this? Is this cannibalism or what, Phil? Tell them. Tell them. You were in Vietnam. Tell them the way it was.
It's a shame.
Tell them the way it should be.
No, they should be taken care of and not be forgotten.
That's right. Just like right here.
Never
just
forget.
Like that sign
Never
says.
forget these warriors, because that's what they are. They're young warriors, and a lot of them are so young they shouldn't even be there. I mean, you hear on the news that 20-year-old soldier is coming home to be buried. I mean, 20 years old. He's supposed to be enjoying his life.
Never mind, they go once, they go twice, and they go back the 3rd time, and they come back with no limbs. It's awful. And then you got these people coming in this country, and they got kids. Where's my kids? Where's my sister's kids? Where's the father? I don't know. Where's your kids? Where's your father? Where's their father? I don't know. All right, here's your check. Here's your Social Security. Here's your food stamps. Here's your housing. Here's everything. Meanwhile, I got a friend of mine. He's got a kid going to college. He's struggling just to get by. You come in this country. I know a guy paid into Social Security all his life. He had a great business. Great business. Paid a lot of money into Social Security. Now they tell him, you got too much money. You own a house. You got too much money. You're not going to get the benefits. You're not going to get the mass health. You're not going to get this. You're not going to get that. But remember one thing. The reflection of perfection in your direction is coming at you right here, Rocky Raymond. And I want to see each and every one of you guys, you veterans out there that are playing checkers right now or whatever you're doing. Morris, he's in the other room. He's making all that music. He's doing all that Wolfman Jack and the Woo-Woo Ginsberg music for all you people. He loves doing it for you, but he's not going to be able to make any music for you after October 18th, because I'm going to break his fingers. I'm going to break his arms. I'm going to break his legs. I'm going to break his arms so he can't fix his legs. And I'm going to tell you, they might even be looking for him somewhere in one part of Wonderland Ballroom, right down there at Wonderland. So you're going to be able to get your tickets at the door, $15 for general admission, $35 for first row, and we also got $25 seats. But also all, if you get a food ticket, you get a nice veal palm. I keep saying veal because I got veal on my mind. I don't know why, but chicken palm dinner, very good. Salvo the cook, he's unbelievable over there, and all the great things that happen. And let's go to the part of the program right now that we call the Mac Classics. But don't forget to be to Wonderland on October 18th from 2 to 3. I'll be there waiting for you. Mac Classic time.
Here's the man, Ivan Koloff, the Russian Bear. 295 pounds. This man is the man that defeated Bruno Sammartino back in 1971. Bruno Sammartino was the Russian Bear. There's the bell. And we're head for some great action here in this match. Collar elbow tie-up as the Russian Bear pushes Sammartino back to the ropes now. Wild shot over the head now as Bruno ducks the forearm but gets caught with the clothesline to the back of the head now. Collar elbow now as Koloff puts the arm bar on Bruno Sammartino and he's counting now with the leg. Ivan Koloff, the Russian Bear. Big boot to the midsection now and a heavy blow to the side of the head and the back of the living legend. That big deadly knee drop off the top rope. That's the one that finished Bruno back in 1971, Madison Square Garden. And Koloff now putting the boots to the small of the back of Bruno Sammartino. Big turnbuckle now as the crowd now not in the corner of Ivan Koloff. Irish whip out of the corner now as the Russian Bear shoots Sammartino into that steel corner post. And now referee John Stanley, one of the head referees here in the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. Sammartino snatches the side headlock on the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff, as he shoots Sammartino with the ropes now. Big shoulder tackle now as Sammartino crisscrosses. Big body slam, scoop slam by the Russian Bear into a kick out now. Ivan Koloff, big arm drag by Bruno Sammartino. Loves to work that arm now, Sammartino. Many people in Boston know the hammerlock in the middle of the ring now. And he's got that arm bar on the Russian Bear. Shoots him in now, one shoulder tackle now. Into a big hip toss. Kick out by Sammartino. Back on that arm drag. And the crowd loves this Abruzzi strongman. That's right, the Abruzzi strongman, Bruno Sammartino. Better known as the living legend. The box office king in Boston, New York. He sold out all the big arenas. This is professional wrestling. Like it says on the marquee, it's not wrestling entertainment. It's professional wrestling. They're crisscrossing now. Koloff, Sammartino. Big arm drag by the living legend. And John Stanley right on top of the action. Great referee now. All the great main events here in Boston. And Sammartino sits down on that arm bar. And Koloff shoots him in again. Oh, the double tackle now. Sammartino outside the ring. This is where it gets dangerous. This is where it doesn't become professional wrestling. It becomes a Donnybrook, and they're outside the ring now. Sammartino trying to shake off that shoulder tackle. That 295-pound Russian slamming into him like a freight train. And he's putting the boots down hot and heavy onto the chest of the living legend. Sammartino now starting to feel the wrath of the Russian, and he kicks him outside the ring again. Bruno Sammartino, the living legend, the foundation of professional wrestling. This is the man that made it all come true for all the big stars that are in the wrestling business today. He made wrestling what it is, as Koloff in the corner now comes back into the ring. Couple right hands followed up by a big right boot to the head of Koloff. And Koloff now going to get a taste of Bruno Sammartino. Right hand sends it railing outside the ring. Sammartino's coming out after him now. This could be dangerous. Oh, he rams him into those plexiglass security barriers outside the ring. And the crowd trying to get at the Russian Bear. Koloff trying to make his way back into the ring, and Bruno to no avail. Koloff outside the ring and Sammartino in the ring. Big right hand, wild shot by Koloff. Sammartino falls up with that big right hand. Double axe handle. Another right forearm sending Koloff off that ring apron down to that hardwood floor. That's right, there's no mats around the floor. This is the old WWF. Test the strut now into a big boot. And a right hand into Ivan Koloff's head. He's whipping him out of that corner. Irish whip. Hit that corner buckle. Oh, he ran into that big knee. That's the one. Koloff up for the finish. No. That's the one he beat him in 1971. San Martino wasn't followed for that one. Falls up with a couple of right hands now. San Martino sends Koloff into the corner buckle. Right hand into the midsection. Irish whip by the corner now. Koloff sent to that corner buckle. Bruno follows him with that big high knee to the chest. Heavy blows. And he got him in the corner much like Muhammad Ali again. And he's got rights and lefts. Heavy blows to the back of the head now. Koloff begging off now. And the crowd wants more action here in Boston. They love San Martino here in the living legend here in the Boston Garden. Go behind, sit up by San Martino, falls up with a big leg dive, and he comes up with the knee now as San Martino's going to drive it down into the middle of the mat. Up again and drive it down, and he's working on that leg of Ivan Koloff. Oh, down on the hamstrings. Ivan Koloff feeling the raft of San Martino. The Abruzzi strongman, and he's working on the leg now. The crowd's going crazy again. San Martino working on the leg now, trying to get Koloff down on one knee now. Trying to make him buckle, but the big Russian bear now. High elevation back body drop by San Martino. Stanley with a 2 count. And another lateral press by San Martino now. He's going to hook that leg and put him in a half crab. Ivan Koloff now finds himself in a half crab. The crowd loves the action here in Boston with the great Mat Classics. I'm the voice of the Mat Classics, Rocky Raymond, as Koloff cinches up now, pulls the tights, working on San Martino with those heavy feet now to the rib cage and the kidney area of Bruno San Martino. This is the man that beat Bruno back in 1971. Ivan Koloff proving to be the toughest opponent, the #1 contender here tonight in the Boston Garden. And a big boot to the midsection now, San Martino off the ropes. And another one falling into the midsection now. San Martino sent railing now. That big deadly leg. That knee drop across the midsection. And he's got San Martino in that bear hug. Could this be the submission? Ivan Koloff, the Russian bear. And Stanley asking San Martino if it's all over as he gets down to his feet now. The agony on the face of Bruno San Martino, who has faced all the #1 contenders, whether it be superstar Billy Graham, Ken Patera, Valentine, all the great names that Bruno has defeated here in Boston. And tonight he's got his hands full with the Russian bear, Ivan Koloff, as he's cinching deep with that Russian bear hug. As Bruno's starting to get the feel of the crowd now. The crowd's behind Bruno. As he claps the airs and breaks the hold. Oh, Koloff kicked him right outside the ring onto that hardwood floor. This is where it gets dangerous when they're out of that ring. It gets brutal. And another boot by Koloff. Not letting San Martino back in the ring now. And they're down near that timekeeper's table. It gets dangerous down there. Tables and chairs. Oh, a heavy blow to the right side of the head. And Koloff rammed into that table. That table's made out of 2x4s. Oh, he's got a chair. Oh, down across the head of San Martino. Koloff cracking San Martino. Unbelievable. John Stanley has just counted out the living legend Bruno San Martino. Koloff wins the match on a countout. Unbelievable. Ivan Koloff, the Russian bear, cracking San Martino on the head. Koloff wants the belt, but you can't win the belt on a countout. The winner, Ivan Koloff, by a countout.
And then guess who we got here? We got Phil Jr. right here. And we're going to tell you a couple of things he's done. He's here with Papa, and he's here with me. And he wants to tell you a couple of things, some of the things that he's been doing. He's doing a little football. I believe you're playing some football.
Yeah. Playing some football, about to get in Local 22. Shout out to the Union.
Local 22, he's going to be lifting those beams and doing all them great things. And tell us a little bit about what your father does. Has he given you any beating? He hasn't been abusing you, has he?
Oh, absolutely not. He's the best father to have. Taught me so many lessons through life. If it wasn't for this man, I wouldn't be the man I'm here right now. So
well,
I just want to thank you, Dad.
Let me tell you something. I can't agree with you more. He was like a brother to me, a brother like no other. He taught me more things. I'll tell you one thing is you can never learn. It's like an owl, an old owl that has all the knowledge. And he had the knowledge, and I was like a sponge. I used to sponge off him. I used to get in his cars and learn off him. But right now, we're going to say bye-bye from Legends of Professional Wrestling, and we'll see you next time on Legends of Pro Wrestling. Yeah, baby! Yeah.